In the two way, the bryophytes are uh, used. One is the ecological, another is the economical. So ecological by means these bryophytes are important for environment to create the balance. And if you see in the economical means for the creation of the money, the human being are use this bryophyte for the various purposes. So if you see economically importance of bryophyte, so these are the uses. Some of the species of the bryophytes are used for the source of fuel. Some of these bryophytes used in horticulture. Next is the prevention agent, household uses. Next, some of the area where is the some hilly area in the cold area, these bryophytes are used for the house construction. Many of the bryophytes are used in pharmaceutical industries for the uh, preparation of these different kinds of medicines, curing the different kinds of diseases. And next is this mosses industries. Some of the plants of the bryophytes they have use in the some kinds of aesthetic value for purpose greenery as well as in the some kinds of as the garden preparation in the decorations. So different kinds of places they have used here. So if you see first one, the bryophyte as a fuel. This kinds of where in the colder area, polar area, there is a large number of the bryophytes cultivation as well as naturally they have grown. But after this unfavorable conditions to bryophytes, it's become a dry. And at that time, they collect that local people collected that bryophytes and they prepared some kinds of bricks here. आपण त्याला विटासारखं म्हणा किंवा वडी म्हणतो त्याला. And these bricks are used for the fuel purpose. Okay, so if you see in the picture, we can see as like the here the bricks of this bryophytes, or as well as here there's some kinds of use dig of this bryophytes we can find it. जसं आपल्याकडे काऊ डंग पासून आपण गवऱ्या बनवतो, तसं ह्या प्लांट पासून ते काय करतात, ते अशा वड्या बनवतात. So liverworts or masses they have been tried as a use as a fuel in the developed country like the Finland, Sweden, Ireland, West Germany, Poland, and Soviet Union. So peat or a brown soil-like material characters like a boggy acid ground consisting of partly decomposed vegetative matter. Peat is suitable for the production of the low and intermediate BTU gas, butane gas. As you know that the butane are the highly flammable gas, as well as the hydrogen, ethylene, natural gases, methanol, as Fisher Fisher propose gasoline. They are from this bryophytes. These kinds of gases are naturally produced. Peat mosses are best suited for the production of methane. Peat is likely become an important source of fuel for the production of heat, methane, or the electricity in the future. If you know, if you see the polar region, there's many peoples they have live, but at that area the temperature is very low. For the for the burning purpose, they use these kinds of pit. This pit is prepared from the bryophyte here. So next, if you see in horticulture, uh, there is a long traditional of uses of bryophyte in horticulture as a soil additive. So because of the this plant, bryophytes have a capacity to high water holding capacity. and to air. It is also important in soil conditioners. It's used as a soil conditioners, and it is a commonly used in agriculture, horticultural purpose in around the world. इफ यू आपल्याकडे बघा घुटी कलम केला जातो ग्रेप्स वरती, परत डाळिंब वरती आपल्या घुटी कलम करतात. घुटी कलम मध्ये आपण काय करतो, ज्यावेळेस आपण टी सेप किंवा विप ग्राफ्टिंग करतो, ग्राफ्टिंग केल्यानंतर त्याला आपण व्रॅप करतो. व्रॅपिंगच्या वेळेस आपण काय करतो, हे मॉस यूज केलं जातं. तर मॉस काय करतो, जे काही मॉइश्चर असेल, ऍटमॉस्फिअर मॉइश्चर, किंवा आपण जे वॉटर स्प्रे करतो, ते काय करतं, होल्ड ह्युमिडिटी कंट्रोल करतं. आणि ह्या ह्युमिडिटीमुळे काय होतं की वॉटर वॉटर होल्ड केलं जातं, आणि त्यामुळे एक पर्टिक्युलर फेवरेबल कंडिशन्स क्रिएट होते, आणि त्यामुळे ते काय होतं, त्या जॉईंट असतो सायन आणि स्टॉकचा, तो काय होतं, हील केला जातो, काय अटॅच केला जातो, आणि त्यालाच आपण काय म्हणतो, गुटी गुटी किंवा त्याला ग्राफ्टिंग म्हणतो. तर मेनी जर आपल्याकडे वॉटर कॅरॅसिटी असेल आणि ब्रायफाइट्स आपण जर त्याच्यावरती अप्लाय केले हॉर्टिकल्चर किंवा ऍग्रिकल्चर लँड वरती, याची प्रॉपर्टी असेल ती काय करतो, वॉटर होल्ड केलं जातं, वॉटर साफ जातो, आणि त्यामुळे त्या पिकांना कमी पाणी लागतं. तर हा एक यूज आहे इन दी हॉर्टिकल्चर एज वेल एज इन agriculture. Okay? The use of a pit in a horticulture in UK to increase the yield. So if you see, this is the research pellet pits used by the horticulture industry in United Kingdom in 2001. If you see the amateur garden, professional growers, local application and landscape construction. So if you see the in the landscape construction, there is a 66% are used. So this is the that's how much pit are used in this UK for the controlling of this water that we call as saving here. Next is the ornamental purpose. The bryophytes are used in a ornamental purpose. I already tell these bryophytes are used for the aesthetic value, for the scenery creation. So if you see in these pictures here, this is the greenish plant, nothing but the bryophytes here. Here is also the patches of the bryophytes plant. So it can increase this aesthetic value. So ornamental purposes, professionally, some of the people they have cultivated this plant for create the for aesthetic value. So if you see, the bryophytes also used in greenhouses, crop, potted ornamental plants, and seedling in a garden soil. Next, if you see, in ancient people, this bryophytes also used for the preservative agents. So if you see in the figure, in the photograph, this is the mummy, actually dead body. For the dead body preservation, this rickshaw are used. Rickshaw plants are used for the preservative agent here. So if you see, some bryophytes are excellent power to absorb the moisture from the body. Whatever the water they have, they absorb by this plant. And if you water remove from the body, it easily preserved in a particular certain conditions, because through this body, through this water, there's many microorganisms get attracted, and they can decompose the body. But if you remove the water with the help of this different kinds of agent, we use the salt, we use the different kinds of a plant for the absorption purpose. In our in Indian culture, some of this आपल्याकडे महानुभाव पंत आहे बघा, महानुभाव पंत आहे, माहितीये का महानुभाव पंत? कोणाला माहितीये? आरती शिंदे, माया, महानुभाव पंत माहितीये का आपल्याकडे? ते लोक डेड बॉडी जाळत नाही, ते काय करतात, पुरतात त्या बॉडीला. तर त्यामुळे ते काय करतात माहितीये काय, महानवपंत पिंक कलरचे असे
हो सर.
गुलाबी कपडे
हो
घालतात.
सर. हो.
हा. तर त्या
हो.
त्या कल्चर मध्ये ते काय करतात, बॉडीला जाळत नाही, ते काय करतात, प्रिझर्व करतात. तर प्रिझर्व कसं करतात, तर बॉडीमध्ये काय करतात ते ज्यावेळेस मृतदेह मातीमध्ये पुरतात त्याच्या कडेने सगळं मीठ टाकलं जातं. ते मीठ काय करतं बॉडी मधलं काय करतात मॉइश्चर जे काय वॉटर असेल ते काय करतात ऍब्सॉर्ब केलं जातं आणि बॉडी तसेच आतमध्ये ती खड्ड्यामध्ये तशीच राहते. तर इथं इजिप्तमध्ये बघा इजिप्त कल्चरमध्ये तुम्ही इजिप्त कंट्री मेनी पिरॅमिड्स आहे. त्या पिरॅमिड्स मध्ये बरेचसे राजे असेल किंवा मोठमोठे जे इम्पॉर्टंट पर्सन आहे त्यांच्या बॉडी काय केलेल्या आहे प्रिझर्व्ह केलेल्या आहे. तर प्रिझर्व्ह करण्यासाठी त्यावेळेस सुद्धा काय ते लोक काय करायचे हे काही प्लांट्स किंवा सॉल्ट म्हणा हे आपलं चुना म्हणा किंवा मीठ म्हणा ते यूज करत होते. तसं हे ब्रायोफाइट्स आहे. तर ब्रायोफाइट्स काय करतात त्याची कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक काय आहे ते ॲटमॉस्फेरिक मॉइश्चर असेल किंवा निअर मॉइश्चर असेल ते काय करतात ॲब्सॉर्ब करतात. ज्यावेळेस त्या बॉडीवरती ते प्लांट्स टाकलं जातं त्या बॉडी मधलं काय करायचं ते मॉइश्चर असेल ते म्हणजे जेव्हा वॉटर आहे ते काय ऍब्सॉर्ब केलं जातं आणि वॉटर ऍब्सॉर्ब केलं म्हणजे बॉडी काय होतं सुकून जाते आणि त्याच्यावरती जे काही मायक्रोऑर्गॅनिझम त्याच्यावरती ऍक्ट होत नाही. सो दिस इज द इम्पॉर्टंट पॉईंट. सो म्हणजे ती बॉडी काय करते ती प्रिझर्व केली जाते आणि बॉडी जर बॉडीमध्ये जर पाण्याचं प्रमाण वाढलं ते बॉडी काय होते कुजते कारण त्याच्यामध्ये काय होतात मायक्रोऑर्गॅनिझम एंटर होतात आणि बॉडी कुजून जाते. So they have not helped to prevent the food, but also they preserve the dead body. Okay. Next, if we see the house construction, many of the people they have used some of this bryophyte for the house construction. So this is the tiny plant, but they are used in the construction of houses and for the furnishing purpose. So this is the one आपण त्याला जमात म्हणू or community of kept out in Himalaya. These villages are uses moss mat with shrub, grass, bamboos to make a पाखरी PHARKI म्हणजे जे सजावट म्हणा किंवा वरती आपण आच्छादन करतो याच्यासाठी काय करतात हे ब्रायोफाइट प्लस ग्रासेस किंवा बांबू आणि श्रब्स हे एकत्र करून काय करतात ते कन्स्ट्रक्शन साठी युज केलं जातं. So some kinds of door preparation, door place, or opening of the temporary huts, snap pits, pit crates, and pit wood are the new material used for the making the house. These are the very low cost, light in weight, so it is a very important to transport from one place to the another place. And this is the naturally they are prepared because हे जर प्लांट पाहिलं ब्रायोफाइट्स लार्ज अमाऊंट मध्ये ग्रो झालेलं असतं. जिथं वॉटर असेल आणि ते काय इझिली रिमूव्ह होतं आणि ते ड्राय करून आपण त्याच्यापासून श्रब मध्ये किंवा ग्रासेस किंवा बांबू मध्ये मिक्स करून आपण चटई म्हणा किंवा आच्छादन म्हणा हे सब बनवलं जातं. मग हिमालयाच्या ह्या रिजन मध्ये बरचसं यूज केलं जातं. नेक्स्ट इज द फायबर इंडस्ट्रीज. Bryophyte are used in a fiber industries. Some of the mosses are mixed to whole to make a cheap cloth here. So if you see here, so in the photographs you can see these different kinds of material they have prepared with the help of this bryophyte. They are used in the decoration or the net bag and on the other object. Women also wear this theme like the structure in the hair and the decoration. So if you see here, some kinds of a flower-like structure they have created with the help of this bryophyte, and they are used as by the women as like the that's ब्रासले काय म्हणतात त्याला ब्रॅकलेट्स ओके. नेक्स्ट इज द यूज एज अ हँगिंग बोर्ड्स absorb the odor and the moisture or lining of disappear the improvement of absorption of power. So next some of the bryophyte use in the medicines. So different kinds of uses of this bryophyte. One of the important role in the medicines. So in skin treatment, the bryophytes are used as well as the curing of the ringworm. Ash of the moss is mixed with the honey and fat to treat the cuts, burn and wounds. अं, आपण जर जखम जर झाली असेल तर ब्रायोफाइट्स किंवा फिनारिया जाळून जी काय ऍश असेल ती आपण क्रीम म्हणून किंवा एक आपण त्याला औषध म्हणून पण यूज केलं जातं. क्युरिंग दी अलेन्सिस ऑफ दी इन्सेक्टेड बाइट्स जे काही आपलं मधमाशी चावली तर आपण तुळशीची माती लावतो. कारण ती कूल असते, गार असते. तसंच जर आपण जर ब्रायोफाइटचं माती किंवा ब्रायोफाइटचं प्लांट जर तिथं लावलं, तर आपल्याला आराम भेटतो. सम काइंड्स ऑफ spagnols. This is the medicines, or some kinds of chiliblins, scabies. Some this is the achin and other from the skin diseases. So for the skin diseases, the some kinds of bryophytes are important. Ringworms. आपल्यामध्ये जे काय पोटामध्ये आतड्यामध्ये जे काय कृमी म्हणतो आपण त्याला जंत म्हणतो ते क्युअर करण्यासाठी सुद्धा या ब्रायोफाइटचा यूज केला जातो. Next uses. So some of the China is the largest country. They have used this bryophyte in much more amount for the curation of the different kinds of diseases. So if we see these tonsils, as well as some kinds of cardiovascular system, citis, as well as bronchitis. This is some kinds of respiratory diseases, and some kinds of typhoids. So this all these diseases, uh, for the curing purpose, the medicines are prepared with the help of this bryophytes here. Next is the, if we see, this is the all the way of economic. With the help of these plants, we can earn the money, because for the medicines, for the horticulture, agricultures, we can we can sell the product, and with the help of that product, we have earn the money. So this is economy, that is called as the economical purpose here. Now we see ecological importance of the bryophyte. How these bryophyte are important through the environment. So roll up by bryophyte in a different way. The pit formation, next is the seed beds, food and shelter, as well as the pollution, soil conservation, indicators of the soil pH, and it is also indicators of the acid rate. Some of the plants are used as a ecological indicators. With the help of the plant, we can get idea about that some kinds of ecological factors. For example, you taken the lichen. So lichen is the plant which grow where the pollution is the low, where is the absence of the pollution, because this plant are not grow where the large amount of the pollution takes place, because they have the some kinds of that is called as the death of the plant takes place with the when there is a much more amount of CO2, SO2, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide. So this we call as the some kinds of indicators. So bryophyta is also some kinds of indicators. So these plants are used where this plant is grow. There is the neutral in the soil. So pH soil is the neutral, that is the 7, as well as indicators of the acid rains, where the much more amount of the acid rain, that is due to the pollutions occur. That area, this plant cannot be grow, as well as the pollution indicators. Next important point is the soil erosion. It can control the soil erosion. Okay, so if we see one by one, so pit formation. So pit is the brown, dark color spongy matter produced due to the compression and carbonization by deposition and the water. So if you see here, if we see the brownish portion here, there is nothing but the due to the bryophyte, there is a formation of the some kinds of pits here. The spagment and other mosses form the pit used in horticultures, making ethanol, alcohol as well as the emulsion gases. असं थर तयार होतो. त्या थर म्हणजे ते काय करतात म्हणजे असं कंटिन्युअसली एअर टू एअर त्याच भागामध्ये ब्रायोफाइट्स ग्रो होऊन असं पीठ बेड लाईक असं प्रिपरेशन होतं. ते प्रिपरेशन आपण हॉर्टिकल्चर मध्ये किंवा इथिलॉल कलर प्रोडक्शन करण्यासाठी आपण यूज केला जातो. ओके, फूड अँड शेल्टर. The many animals make uses as a bryophyte, as a numerous invertebrates. It's the bryophytes, as well as some of the egg they can lay the eggs here. Some of they use as a shelter. So this is the many organisms they can use the bryophytes. Some of this material prefer to bryophyte to prepare the nest here. Okay, so in the figure we can see the here someone with a tiny grass they have used. So here this is the funaria, small parts up to the 10 centimeters they can grow, and this is easily pick up by the birds, and they can prepare the build the nest for the shelter purpose. Or many invertebrate animals, they have use as a food also. They can eat these plants also. So in vertebrates ranging from association much less. So some kinds of frog are found near the sphagnum box. These are the endangered frogs breed with the sphagnum box in the alpines, the subalpines area. Birds is move away from the boggy area outside the seasons here. So this frog, this is the endangered frog. This endangered frog mostly live in a this sphagnum moss here. Sphagnum, जिथं sphagnum moss असेल तिथंच तो आपल्याला सापडतो. So this is the particular habitat. Okay. Next is the pollution here. The pollutant come in many forms, both urban as well as the rural areas. Sulfur dioxide has been significant industrial pollution for many years, being a byproduct of use as a high sulfur fuel. So sulfur dioxide is a very damaging, but some of the bryophytes are highly tolerated to sulfur dioxide pollution. An example of this are many mosses, funaria, and hypergenia, as well as the Bryum argentum. These are grow. Uh, these are uh, uh, that is called as a damage due to the some kinds of pollution. So it called as the pollution indicators. Okay, इथे जर तुम्ही बघितलं असेल त्याची ग्रोथ हे पर्टिक्युलर रिस्ट्रिक्ट झालेली आहे. कारण इथे बघा डेड झालेले काही पोर्शन ड्यू टू दी सम काइंड्स ऑफ पोल्युशन्स या. ओके. So next, if you see soil conservations. So if you see here, all the soil is covered by the mat of this bryophytes. So it can grow as like the whole the area of the land. So automatically what's happened when the raining water comes on that soil, that they flow on from the bryophytes, not from the soil, and automatically there is the soil erosion is stopped. So some of the bryophytes are forming the mat toward the soil erosion. तुम्ही जर बघितलं असेल बऱ्याचशा हिली एरियाला असा ग्रीनिश पॅच दिसतो. ग्रीनिश पॅच नथिंग, तो ग्रीनिश पॅच नथिंग बट दी ब्रायफाइट्स. तो काय असतो? ब्रायफाइट. तुम्ही त्र्यंबकला जा किंवा सप्तशृंगी गडावर जा, असं जिथं आपलं धबधबा असेल त्याच्या तिथे जिथं सॉइल असेल तिथं हा ग्रीनिश पॅच सापडतो. ग्रीनिश पॅच नथिंग बट दी ब्रायफाइट्स असतं. तिथं रिक्षा असेल, फिनरे असेल, तेव्हा this is the why, because they prefer the marsh habitats and they control the soil erosion. So this is the good or important role in an environment to control the soil erosion. So intertwines, mosses, stem and rhizoids bind soil particles firmly. ते काय करतं? Soil काय करतं? Hold करतं. As well as they can hold the large amount of water, they reduce the runoff. Okay. Uh, Next is the indicators of the soil pH. Liverworts and mosses are good soil indicators of the soil pH. Some bryophytes can grow in the narrow and specific ranges of pH, so therefore their presence can be used as an indicator of the soil pH. For example, this Camploxix paradoxus indicates acidic soil. So different types of bryophytes, they can prefer to grow the different pH levels here. So this is the bryophyte one example they have given. These are the preferred low to grow in a acidic soil. Okay. So next is the acid rain. Mosses are the good indicators of the acid rain because the lack of a protective epidermis and cuticle and most of the susceptible than the vascular plants. For example, the neck era indicates the high pH like the acids here. Okay. Next is the much of these bryophytes are used as a decorative purpose. If we see some of the dragon molds they have prepared with the help of these bryophytes here, large amount of. Next, if the windows are decorated by this bryophyte, there is a many use. Okay, so thank you for this. From the chapter, there is the question is asked. So, give the economic importance of the bryophyte, or some kinds of ecological importance of bryophyte, or bryophyte used as a food, bryophyte used as a shelter, so and so. Okay, so for the 4 marks, this question, this point may be asked. Okay, economic importance or importance of a bryophytes. So it may be a so as a fuel, as a horticulture, preservative agent, as well household uses, house construction, pharmaceutical industries, as well as the process industries. Okay, हा चॅप्टर आपला एंड झालाय ब्रायोफाइट्स. ओके, उद्या आपण जो नेक्स्ट चॅप्टर आहे तो स्टार्ट करू, फंगाय. ओके, त्याचं क्लासिफिकेशन, त्याचं जनरल कॅरेक्टरिस्टिक्स आणि एक ऍगरिकस लाईफ सायकल आपल्याला स्टडी करायची. त्याच्यामध्ये काय प्रॉब्लेम आहे? इकॉनॉमिक इम्पॉर्टन्ट 4 मार्क्स साठी येऊ शकतो, किंवा एमसीक्यू असेल तर याच्यावरती तुम्हाला 4 मार्क्स विचारले जातील. म्हणजे एमसीक्यू एक 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 मार्काचे 4 क्वेश्चन, किंवा जर तुमची क्वेश्चन थेरॉटिकल झाले, पेपर जर थेरॉटिकल झाला तर 4 मार्क्स साठी तुम्हाला शॉर्टनस विचारले जाईल. ओके, काय प्रॉब्लेम असेल विचारा.
सर या चॅप्टरच्या नोट्स नाही मिळणार का?
चॅप्टरच्या नोट्स मी देईल तुम्हाला. ओके, तुम्ही गुगल क्लासरूमला जॉईन झाले का?
नाही सर.
ग्रुप ग्रुप वरती त्याचं लिंक आणि पासवर्ड टाकलेला आहे गुगल याचा, तर त्याच्यावरती जॉईन होऊन जा. मी त्याच्यावरती काय करेल, नोट्स टाकून देईल. ओके,
हो.
तर आपली हा चॅप्टर संपला, उद्या आपण दुसरा स्टार्ट करू. ओके.